Hello, Natalie here, talking hand reflexology. Today's topic is, or the reflexes that we'll be working, is the respiratory system, which has many diseases and disorders that will affect it, such as asthma, hay fever, bronchitis, COPD. But also, if you suffer from anxiety, that's going to have an impact on the way you breathe, which is the fundamental function of the respiratory system. So, as with any of the hand reflexology items that I talk about, this can be done as part of self-care for you. You could replicate this and do these moves on your loved ones, your cared for, and your children. If you're working with somebody else, always anti-bac first, or wash your hands if you prefer, and them too. We don't want to be passing germs. And then just add a little bit of moisturiser, cream, whatever you prefer. Just makes it all a bit nice and easier. You can start with the massage that I showed you last week, and then we'll be working the reflexes. We start with the sinus. The sinuses can be located on each of the tips of the fingers. So if you've got hay fever, if you suffer from hay fever, this is a really good one. So what I'm doing is circling, doing a circle motion on my sinus reflexes. A little twiddle. I do it 3 times and move on. But if sinuses are your main issue, then stay on them a bit longer. And then we move to the nose, which is where the air enters the respiratory system. And we'll work from the outside of the knuckle over. You can do a sweeping motion, or you can take tiny bite-sized moves, make tiny bite-sized moves over the knuckle. Yeah, 3 times on both hands. And then we'll work the throat, which is located the same place as the neck was that we did last week. So it's the base of the thumb, and we start with the throat, also known as the pharynx, and the throat is the passageway for air to get into the system, and you work right round through to the pharynx, known as the voice box. Do that. You can do it either way, whichever feels more comfortable to you. Do a sweep, do the bite-sized moves, and then we'll work the trachea. Just a little movement is fine for the trachea. And then we move on to the lungs. The lungs can be found we work them from the base of the diaphragm line to the base of the fingers, and we'll just work up. Same as last week, we can sweep, or we can make the bite-sized moves with our thumb, and we work that on the bone and in between the bone. And then you can come back the same way, doing the same thing. Okay, same on the other hand. And then we'll come back. And then the last bit of this system is the diaphragm, which really, working that really helps with breathing and also calming for people who do suffer with this anxiety. So I would tend to use my thumb, make those little bite-sized moves across the diaphragm line and sweep back. And you can do that 3 times or more if it makes you feel calmer. So that's it for the respiratory system reflexes. And just to say, the hand reflexology that I'm showing will never cure any disease or disorder that people suffer with, but it may help calm certain symptoms, and it could also help reducing anxiety and the feeling of stress and being overwhelmed. Next week I'm going to be talking and showing you the musculoskeletal system. So on Tuesday I'll be posting that a little reminder that I'm talking the next day, and you can just pop in the comments any issues that you might have, whether it's a neck ache, a shoulder ache, a knee ache, hip, whatever. I'll address those in my video on the Wednesday. Okay, so give the respiratory system a go. And again, I always finish with a little massage of my hands after I've worked the system. So yeah, give it a go. I hope it works, and do stay safe and stay well.